Trump's administration reportedly orders the removal of exhibits and signs related to slavery at multiple national parks, encourages park goers to report any offensive material that displays bad ideology of American history. What the hell? See, this that shit, bro. You know what I mean? And I stay away from politics. You know what I mean? But this is not politics. This is history. This is identity. This is culture. You feel me? And this right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. A bundle. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is bull. History is history, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand why. See, he might think. I don't know, bro, personally, but he might think he has a good intention in heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this because I don't want people to, remember the times, the bad times. Let's just focus on the good times. But that's not that's not realistic, and that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to forget the past, but your past molds your present. Your present molds your future. So, like, these are all components. So you're supposed to not necessarily forget your past, but you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to identify fully with your past, but your past helps you understand your present. Your present helps you understand your future. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like you trying to wipe that shit out, bro, is bull. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can see it as racist, which is, I don't know the man's thoughts, so I can't even say he hasn't. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, as I said, it's a bad move regardless. It's bad, bro. There are other races, you could say, that have their own landmarks and stuff. Why ain't you touching that, or those parts in history? Why ain't you touching that? You know what I'm saying? Like the Irish, when the Irish came through here, you know what I mean? When when the Asians came through, all that stuff. Like, it's a lot of things, because you didn't oppress, like, yes, African Americans were the OG oppressed type shit, and like the foundational racism is, you know what I mean? But these other races too were oppressed. Like, when they came through, they went through their little shit, and they did shit too. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't trying to wipe their stuff. Why you wiping? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And that's kind of where people look at it like, damn, that's targeted. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, like, do you think that because black folks talk about racism, that's the problem with the country? That's not the problem with the country. The problem with the country is what they are actually talking about, the racism itself. And it's true. Give and take. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to get into it, so I'm going to just leave it alone. But you all know exactly what I'm talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is one thing I could say. A lot of individuals say, "Oh no, there's no such thing as discrimination. There's no such thing as this and that, right?" But to those people, I always tell you, it's very simple. Think about it like a job. Just think about the idea like a job. If you don't want to believe what other people from other races are telling you that they're going through, think about it like a job. Let's just say Walmart. You go to Walmart, you always buy shit at Walmart. You just go there and buy shit. You don't know what's going on in Walmart, right? Up until you work for Walmart. In fact, I use a better ideology. Baskin Robbins, right? You like ice cream. You go buy Baskin Robbins. You momentarily go there. It smells good. Ooh, you pick your thing. Now, when you work for Baskin Robbins and you have to smell that all the time, you know the behind the scenes of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. You might have some black friends that just you go see sometimes, or they come out there and see you, but that don't mean you know what's going on in there. You know what I'm saying? In Nigeria, there's a saying: "He who wears the shoe knows where it hurts him." You know what I'm saying? Nobody else can tell you where it hurts him. They can see him limping and assume it's here, but it's only the person wearing the shoe that can tell you where it hurts. So, if a lot of people are saying it, even though it doesn't look like it's happening, just try to believe them. At least be open to it, because it's like your perspective is not the only perspective in the world. There are millions of perspectives, and all valid too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Because who defines what is true and what's not? Right? Anyway, whatever. Long story short, just shit is happening, bro. As I said, I'm not going to talk about it, but you all know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Almighty push.
Person when no person of the person say them tell her. If that person show you person no get shelter. Ignore the person cause them lessons no be help her. He get certain person with be knock up